Let us learn normality is not hereditary and it is weakly hereditary. Let us see what is a normal space. So normal space is nothing but a topological space x tau, okay, in which disjoint closed sets, disjoint closed sets can be separated by disjoint disjoint open sets. Disjoint closed sets can be separated by disjoint open sets. That is for all f1, f2 subsets of x, f1 and f2 are closed sets and disjoint sets. Then there exists two disjoint open sets, G1 and G2, such that the closed set F1 is contained in G1 and the closed set F2 is contained in G2, and they are disjoint. So disjoint closed sets can be separated by disjoint open sets. Then the space is said to be normal. Okay. Today we shall prove that normality is not hereditary. Okay. Normality is not hereditary. Yes. Let us consider an example. Let us take x equal to A, B, C, D, 4 elements, and tau is equal to null set, the whole set, singleton A, B, AC, and ABC. Let us take this tau. Tau is a topology on X. We'll write down all the closed sets. These are all the open sets. So let us write the closed sets. The closed sets are so closed sets are nothing but complements of open sets. So complement of null set is X. The whole set is null set. Singleton A is B, C, D. AB complement is CD. AC complement is BD. ABC complement is D. These are the closed sets. Now check all the closed sets. Now except these two, we'll check all the remaining closed sets. The remaining closed sets are these, and choose two disjoint closed sets. Now, are they disjoint, these two? No. C and D are common elements. These two, are they disjoint? No. B and D are common elements. These two are no. So there exists no disjoint closed sets. There exists no disjoint closed sets. So therefore, this topological space is called vacuously normal. Vacuously normal. Vacuously normal. That means x tau is normal. Vacuously normal is nothing but normal. So x tau is normal. Now we have to prove what? We have to prove it is not hereditary. So I've taken one example. This is example 1. Okay, which is normal. Fine. Now let us take a subset. Okay, let y be equal to, we'll take A, B, C. Let us take a subset A, B, C. Let us write down tau star. Tau star is nothing but tau elements intersection y. Okay, so null set intersection y is null set. X intersection y is Y only. Singleton A intersection, this is singleton A. Okay. AB intersection Y is AB itself. AC intersection Y is AC only. AC only. And ABC intersection Y is ABC only. That is why we have already written. So this is our tau star. This is our tau star. Now let us write down all the closed sets on this. The closed sets are, what are the closed sets? Complements of open sets. So Y, null set complement is Y complement is null set, and singleton Y complement is BC, AB complement is C, AC complement is B. These are the closed sets. Now take two disjoint closed sets. So we have to leave these two. The remaining closed sets we have to see. Now in the remaining closed sets, choose two disjoint closed sets. I cannot take this with this, BC with B also, because they have common elements. So we'll take these two. So consider the disjoint closed sets. Disjoint closed sets. And we can see that there are only two disjoint closed sets. They are singleton C and singleton B. Okay. Then try the open sets containing C. The open sets, okay, containing C are, so open sets, that means in tau star, right? The open sets containing C are nothing but Y we should not take. Other than null set and Y we have to take. That is here we have to see. It is nothing but AC. Okay. And the open sets containing B are, so containing B. So I'll not take because Y contains all the elements. So this is AB. AB. I got only one open set containing singleton C, and I got another open set containing B. Only one, each one open set we have got. Are they disjoint? They are not disjoint because they contain the element A. They contain the element A, so they are not disjoint. So they are not disjoint, no, so what? So there exists no disjoint open sets separating singleton C and singleton B. So therefore, conclusion. So there exists no disjoint open sets separating singleton C and singleton B. Fine. So therefore, Y tau star is not normal. Y tau star is subspace of X tau. X tau is normal, but this is not normal. So therefore, normality is not hereditary. Not hereditary. Not hereditary. Okay, we got a subspace which is not normal, and the parent is normal, therefore it is not hereditary. Okay, now we shall go to prove the next theorem. The next theorem is normality is not hereditary, but it is weakly hereditary. Okay, which is weakly hereditary. Let us see what is weakly hereditary. If X tau, a topological space X tau, has the property P, Y is any subset of X, Y tau star is subspace of X tau, and Y is closed subset, and if Y tau star has the property P, then that property P is said to be weakly hereditary. Not all the subspaces have the property, only closed subspaces have the property of the parent. Okay, then that property is said to be weakly hereditary. Okay, now we shall prove that we just now proved normality is not hereditary. Now we shall prove normality is weakly hereditary. Weakly hereditary. So proof. So let us take X tau be normal. Let X tau be normal and Y be a subspace of X and Y is closed. We have taken a closed subspace. Okay, and Y tau star is subspace of X tau. And tau star contains what elements? Tau star contains tau elements intersection Y. Fine. We have to prove that TPT to prove that Y tau star is normal. We have to prove that Y tau star is normal. Y tau star is normal. So what we have to do now? We should take two disjoint closed sets. So let us take two disjoint closed sets. So let us take, let F1 and F2 be two disjoint closed sets. Where? In Y. Let us remember our Y is closed. Okay. Now, to prove Y is normal, I've taken two disjoint closed sets in Y. We need two disjoint closed sets in Y separating F1 and F2. Okay. Now, since F1 and F2 are closed sets in Y, so therefore Fy bar is equal to F1. F1 bar is itself. Similarly, F2 bar, which bar? Tau star bar. So I'm just denoting capital Y to denote the closure is with respect to the topology tau star on Y, okay, equal to F2. Since both are closed, so bar is itself. And in relative topology, what is tau star bar? Tau star bar is equal to tau bar intersection Y. So therefore, here I have F1, okay, bar is equal to F1 bar intersection Y. Similarly, F2Y bar is equal to F2 bar intersection Y. That is from the relative topology. Okay, then F1 bar Y is nothing but F1 itself. So F1 is equal to F1 bar intersection Y, and this is again bar is equal to itself because they are closed in Y, equal to F2 bar intersection Y. Fine. Now, so what are these F1 bar and F2 bars? F1 bar and F2 bar. These are closures of F1 and F2 in X with respect to the topology tau, right? So these two are closed sets. Where? In X. Very, very important, in X. And what is our Y? Y is also closed set in X. Y is also closed in X. So therefore, F1 bar is closed in X intersection Y and F2 bar intersection Y. These two are closed in X because intersection of two closed sets is closed. Right? Then, so I've got two closed sets. And what is F1 bar intersection Y? F1 bar intersection Y is nothing but F1. So that implies This is nothing but F1 and this is nothing but F2 are closed in X. Are they disjoint? Yes, and they are disjoint. They are disjoint. F1 and F2. Remember, we had taken F1 and F2 to disjoint closed sets in Y. I got they are closed in X also, and we have taken them as disjoint, so they are disjoint. So disjoint closed sets in X and X is dash, X is normal. So what? So therefore there exists two open sets. There exist two open sets. We'll call them as G1 and G2 such that separating these two. So F1 is contained in G1. F2 is contained in G2 and open sets are disjoint. So equal to null. Fine. Okay. Actually what I want two disjoint open sets in Y separating F1 and F2. Right? Yes. Next, consider G1 intersection Y and G2 intersection Y. Let us consider G1 intersection Y and G2 intersection Y. G1 intersection Y, G2 intersection Y. And what are these two? Number one, G1 intersection Y, G2 intersection Y, these two are open in tau star or in Y. These two belong to tau. These two belong to tau star. Why these two belong to tau star? Because tau element G1 and G2, G1 and G2 are tau elements. So tau element intersection Y. Tau element intersection Y. So therefore they belong to tau star. That means they are open in Y. They are open in Y. So we have got two open sets in Y. And second one, okay, F1 in the previous step we have got contained in G1, right? F1 actually we have taken from Y. So therefore F1 is contained in G1 intersection Y. Similarly, F2 will be contained in G2 intersection Y. So we got two open sets in Y separating F1 and F2. Now third one, are they disjoint? So G1 intersection Y intersection G2 intersection Y. That is nothing but G1 intersection G2 intersection Y. That is nothing but null set intersection Y. That is nothing but null set. So we got two disjoint open sets in Y separating F1 and F2. So by 1, 2, 3. Number 1, 2 and 3. 3, what have we got? We have got Y tau star. Y tau star is normal. Normal. So we have proved what? We have proved normality is weakly hereditary. Normality is weakly hereditary. Normality is weakly hereditary. Not all subspaces of normal spaces are hereditary. Not all subspaces of normal spaces are normal. Only closed subspaces are normal. That is why weakly hereditary. Okay. Now we shall go to prove the next theorem. Next theorem is the characteristic property of normality. The characteristic property of normality. Characteristic property of normality. Let us read what is characteristic property of normality. Characteristic property of normality. Statement is this. A topological space X tau is normal is normal if and only if given an open set, if and only if given an open set. So if and only if one open set given and a closed set given. F is closed set and G is open set. Okay, given these two, what is happening? Such that the closed set is contained in the open set G, then there exists another open set G star such that F is contained in G star is contained in G star bar, and that is contained in G. This we have to prove. Okay, so if and only if is there, so we have to prove necessary and sufficiency. Let us see what is necessary. Necessary. Necessary, what is given? Given the topological space X tau is normal. And given what? Given F contained in G. What is G? G is open set. G is open set and F is closed set. So for any closed set contained in any open set given, what we have to prove? To prove that there exists another open set G star. G star is an open set. There exists another open set G star such that F is contained in G star, that is contained in G star bar, that is contained in G. Okay, no? Yes. Now, so what is given to us? Given to us is it is normal and given a closed set contained in an open set. So let us take that. So let us take the given thing. So F is contained in G. F is contained in G, therefore F intersection G complement is null. Agree? Because F is completely in G, therefore F intersection G complement is null. Let us call this set as N. So let X minus G, let us call this as N. And G is open set, so N is closed. N is closed because G is open set. So we have F intersection N is null. And what are F and N? And F and N are what? F and N are two closed sets, no? And they are disjoint. So disjoint F and N are two disjoint closed sets. Closed sets in X. In X. And what is X given to me? And given X is normal. So what should happen now? Normal, no. So there exists two disjoint open sets. So we'll write the open sets. So there exists two disjoint open sets. Open sets. We'll call the open sets as GF. This is the open set containing F, and GN, that is the open set containing N, right? Such that, so we'll write that. So F is contained in GF. Okay. N is contained in GN. And they are disjoint, so I'm writing it separately. Intersection GN is null. Okay. Yes. Now we'll put a block for this. So we got an open set containing F. Okay. Yes. So I got an open set at GF. Fine. Okay. Now I'll take this part now. Now since that is this will imply that Gn complement is contained in N complement. And dear students, what is N complement? Remember our N is X minus G, right? So N complement is nothing but G. N complement is nothing but G. So therefore, what have we got? So we have got Gn complement is contained in G. Okay, we'll put it in a block. We're going to use this later. And also, GF intersection Gn is null. Since we'll take that now. GF intersection Gn is null. Okay, this implies GF is completely contained in Gn complement. Gn complement. Now, whenever A is contained in B, what about their closures? The closure of this is contained in complement closure, right? And that is equal to because what is Gn complement? Gn complement is dash is closed. So closed, so therefore bar is itself. Gn is open set, no? So therefore Gn complement is closed. So bar is itself. So what have we got? That is we have got GF complement closure is contained in Gn complement. This also will just put in a block. Okay, so what are we are having now? So we'll start with the first block, right? So we have first block, that is F is contained in GF. And remember, any set is contained in its bar. Any set is contained in its bar. Now take the second block, or rather the third block, right? That is this TF, GF closure is contained in Gn complement. Now we'll take this block, that is and Gn is contained in G. Now combine all the things together. Whichever we don't want, we'll leave them, right? Whichever is needed, we'll write them. So F contained in GF. GF is an open set. GF is an open set, right? GF is an open set. And GF is contained in GF bar. So we'll write that. GF bar is contained in Gn dash. Gn dash and Gn complement, that is Gn dash is contained in G. So contained in G. So between F and G, right, I got another open set. Okay, GF contained in GF bar, that is contained in G. So this GF is nothing but the required G star. So hence necessary is proved. Necessary is proved. Now we shall prove the sufficiency. Sufficiency is, what is given sufficiency? So given, prove sufficiency. Sufficiency given, what is sufficiency given? Given whenever you have a closed set contained in an open set. F is closed and G is open set. We have a topological space where we have any closed set contained in another open set G. Okay, then whenever this happens, there exists G star, another open set, okay, such that F is contained in G star, that is contained in G star bar, that is contained in the open set G. So this happens in a topological space whenever we have a closed set contained in an open set G. Now what we have to prove? To prove that that topological space is normal. To prove that the topological space is normal. So normal, no? So what do? We'll take two disjoint closed sets. Let F1 and F2 be two disjoint closed sets. Closed sets in X. So we have taken two disjoint closed sets in X because I have to prove X is normal. And I want what? I want at the end two disjoint open sets separating F1 and F2. Okay. Now, F1 intersection F2 is null because they are disjoint. Okay, so this will imply F1 is completely contained in F2 complement. Following? Now, what is our F2 complement? F2 complement is open set, F1 is closed set, right? We have a closed set contained in an open set, and what is given to me? They have given that there exists G star, an open set, such that the closed set F1 is contained in G star, that is contained in G star bar, that is contained in the open set F2 complement. Remember, we want two disjoint open sets separating F1 and F2, right? And what is our G star? G star is an open set. Okay. We want one more open. See, I have got one open set containing F1. I want one more open set containing F2. Right? Okay. Number one. So F1 is contained in G star. And what is our G star? G star is open set. And G star is open set. I got one open set containing F1. Okay, yes. Second point. Let us take this part. So we have got G star bar is contained in F2 bar. F2 complement. Same thing. G star bar is contained in F2 complement. Take complements on both sides. So we get F2 is contained in the complement of this set. So G star closure complement. Right? And G star bar is closed and its complement is open set. So this is an open set. So I got F2 contained in another open set, right? So one is still one. I've got one open set containing F1. I've got another open set containing F2. Now, are they disjoint? So next, third step, to show that G star intersection G star closure complement is null. So we have to prove that. I got one open set containing F2. I got another open set containing F1. Only thing is we have to prove that they are disjoint. If they are disjoint, then we are through. We just proved it is normal. Okay. The only thing is I have to prove it is they are disjoint. Now, to prove they are disjoint, okay, we have any set G star is contained in G star bar. Right? Now take complements on both sides. So G star complement, right, contains G star closure complement. Agree? So therefore, I'll write that one first. So G star closure complement is contained in G star complement. So therefore, let us consider what we had to prove. We will take the LHS of what we have to prove. So G star intersection, G star closure complement, right? This is equal to G star only, right? Intersection. This one is contained in this. So this will have contained in, I'm going to write this. So G star complement. Any set and its complement intersection is definitely null. So therefore, this is contained in null set. That means G star intersection, G star closure complement is null. So I got two disjoint open sets separating F1 and F2. So by number 1, 2, and 3, we have got two disjoint open sets separating F1 and F2. Therefore, X tau is normal. So sufficiency is proved. So we have proved the characteristic property of normality, right? So what is the characteristic property of normality? Whenever you have a closed set contained in another set open set G, then there exists G star such that F is contained in G star, that is contained in G star bar, that is contained in G. Right? The space is normal and this statement both are equivalent. That's the characteristic property of normality. So we shall stop today and we shall continue with more theorems on normality in the next lectures.